Hello, hello, David. Again, Sir David the Bard, Cockroach Disability. I want to do a video today on the being a father, being a parent. I'm 77. I've told you that many times. I have 14 children. 3 are adopted. The rest are natural, and I may have more than 14, but the paternity suits have not come back yet, so we don't know. I've been a father for many, many years. I was a father at 19. My first child, Michelle, was born when I was 19. I was at BYU. And I've had now experience of a lifetime raising children, being married, the birth of children. I have not had the death of a child, thank God. I don't know how I could handle it. I've got, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 grandchildren and, I don't know, 10 or 12 great-grandchildren. I don't know. Here's what I would say that my experience has been as a parent. I've told you I'm bipolar 1. I've had quad bypass surgery. I have had insulin type diabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. God, I think I'm just fucking falling apart. I don't know. My container is screwed. If I drop dead during one of these videos, just call 911 and let them know. I've had a lot of experience in fatherhood, and it may not be normal experience, and I'm the first to admit that. I'm bipolar. So I process the world very, very different than a normal father probably processes the world. There may be some overlap. There may be no overlap. So you can take this and put it in the trash like you usually do, and I feel better because it's my therapy. When I was young, I was a father. When I was about 20 years old, I became a father. I was married at 19, and my first daughter, Michelle, was born shortly after that. I was at BYU. And that was very exciting for me. I was naive. I was stupid. I didn't understand all the responsibilities of being a father. The only things I remember those days was a crying baby and my wife having to get up in the middle of the night and feed the baby, and going to church. And in those days, those of you don't know this, in those days there were Mormon chapels. One was in Orem, Utah, that had what we called a cry room up above the congregation, looking at the podium and the stage and the piano and whatever, were a room where there were windows. There were great big windows, and the sound was pumped up there from the microphone, and we could go up there and take a crying baby out of the congregation and feed it, play with it, whatever. And in those days, I thought the church was boring even then when I was 20, and sometimes I would pinch the baby so she'd cry and I could take her up to the cry room, that I could be up there listening to music, playing with the kids, looking down, and the kids would pound on the window and the congregation would look up thinking the glass is going to come crashing down on them. So I didn't know a lot about being a father. I had good work ethic ever since my dad taught me. He had a very good work ethic. He was never unemployed, and I wasn't either, ever. And I did the best I could as a father. I babysat the baby. I changed her sometimes. I, helped her get her bath now and then, but the mother took most of that responsibility. Well, then along comes Nicole, my second child, and then there were more children, more divorces. Now here's what I'd like to make the video about. I've got 14 kids, and God, this ain't my first rodeo. I have 7 that are disabled. I have two autistic children. One is in jail, federal prison for child molestation. He's 52 years old. IQ 136. I have another autistic son, Aaron. He's got an IQ of 52. He's about 35, 40 years old now, and still plays on the floor with Nintendo. I've had one daughter who is paranoid personality disordered. I've had children who ADHD, 2 or 3 of them. And so I've had some experience with normal kids, abnormal kids, whatever. Here's kind of where I'm at in my old age, and any moment could be my last breath. And I was raised a Mormon. I was in the Mormon church for over 50 years, a cult. Finally got smart enough to see that it was a cult, smart enough to get the hell out of it, smart enough to get away from it. Looking back on parenthood, it was exciting. I've seen all of my children, I think except one, born. Exciting, fabulous. Probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen is a human being coming out of another human being. Just unbelievable, and it left a terrific impression upon me. Now here's where I am. I have 2 children, adopted daughters from the Philippines. My baby, youngest, Allison, out of all 14. Allison, she's now 21. And Abigail. Abigail is a sergeant in the United States Army in Sicily, at a NATO base protecting the world. And Allison finally got her boyfriend, and they decided to have a baby. So she's at the recording of this video, which is about December 1st of 2024. She's going to have her first baby. Now, to me, it's been very dynamic. There's sometimes I just really, really love my children over all these years. And there's sometimes I've really hated my children over these years. Every child is different. Even though they're cut out of the same cloth, they're not dyed the same way. They bring different things to the table. I have, 2 or 3 children who, they're all entrepreneurs. At this time and day and age, I'm thinking all of my children make over $100,000 a year, each one, in their family. They're entrepreneurs. I have plumbers. I have landscaping business owners. I have people who are in government, etc. So they've all come out pretty well. I don't have, I'm trying to think, do I have any bums? Jeez. No, I don't have any bums, but I have several assholes and a few bitches. Now, I know that's unusual for a father to talk that way, act that way. But I'm telling you how I feel. It may be mental illness. If it is, fine, it's mental illness. There are some of my kids that I would have never had as a friend. They say, you can't choose your family. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. I have some kids that were very difficult raising. I had some of them kicked out of school. I've had some of them, thrown out of society, off the bus, out of the church. It goes on and on. So I'm trying to give a synopsis of how I feel at 77, which I could die, like I said, at any minute. If I go on the camera here, you'll know if I don't move. It's not the camera, it's me. I wouldn't trade my experience of fatherhood for anything. It's taught me. Oh my God, it's taught me and taught me and taught me. Has it brought me joy, contentment, peace? No. No. Have I had moments of joy, peace, contentment? Yes, moments. Have I had consistency in any of these children? No, not one. There's up, down, up, down. Sometimes they hate me, sometimes they love me. Sometimes they hate me. They always love me when they need something. I don't believe in unconditional love. And I know 2 or 3 of you, 100 of you fell off your chair. I don't believe in unconditional love. I think love is 100% conditional. Now, when a child is underage, they're under 18, I do believe that they have a 100% right for food, for protection, for nourishment, for shelter, medical, dental, all the necessities of life. They have 100% entitlement to those things. The day after their birthday, on the 18th year of them living, it's a whole new game, in my mind. I know that this is not normal. I know that, you know, many of you out there go, God damn, he's an idiot, he's a fool, he's an asshole. Those things all may be true. After they're 18, they're an adult. Now, they're not a good, smart adult. God, when we're 18, we don't know shit. We can hardly, you know, put our pants on straight and set our timer to get to work on time. But we are an adult. I believe at 18 that the mother can make her own mind up. But to me, the relationship now is symbiotic. If they want to talk to me, I want to listen to them, that's okay. And vice versa. If they need something, advice, money, whatever, I can make a choice, say, all right, yes, but I can also say no. Now, here's what I'm not going to tolerate, and I don't. And probably one of the reasons that I don't have relationships, ongoing relationships with any of my children except the 2 I adopted from the Philippines. And they were not Mormon children. I didn't raise them as Mormons. That could have a hell of a lot to do with the relationship we continue to have. And my other children were all raised Mormons. If a child calls and is having trouble with their relationship, their life, their children, their health, whatever, certainly compassion would motivate me to listen, to give advice if I could, even maybe give a little bit of money or let them come and live back in the house for a couple of months or whatever. That to me would be very normal, parental, symbiotic relationship. Now, if the child's going to move in for the rest of their life, now I talk in principle, you know, I'm talking in principle, most of you don't understand that, it's not my problem. If they're going to move in here the rest of their life, eat my food, not pay any rent, not work, watch my TVs, bathe in my hot water, and use me and abuse me, fuck them. Fuck them. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm going to give them fair warning. I'm not going to give them 2 seconds. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. But I'll say, hey, you know, next 2 weeks, a month, you need to be out or get a job and start helping out. So, to me, it's an adult relationship. Just because I'm related to them by blood or genetics, which 3 of them I'm not. My little one, Allison, used to tell me all the time, my adopted Allison, you're not my real dad. I go, you're right. And you're not my real daughter. So what's up? So anyway, I believe that children and parents develop a different relationship after they've reached their majority. If they want to call me up, write me letters, yell, scream, jump up and down, slam doors, throw shit, and blame me that their life is totally screwed up, that they're idiots, they can't hold a job, They can't hang on to a husband or a wife. Their children are in jail or are being taken away from them with foster care or whatever. That's not my problem. That's their problem. I donated, 23 chromosomes? And their mother donated 23 chromosomes to who they are. Each child brings something different to the table. Some bring an empty bowl to the table, if you know what I mean. Others are extremely brilliant, talented. They do well in society. But because they're Mormons, they never learned the biblical idea of honoring their parents. They don't honor me. I'm not looking for a trophy. I'm not looking for acclimates. I'm not looking for a placard on the wall. Oh, you were a good father. Screw that. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I was employed all the time. I never was turned in for any kind of abuse, sexual or spanking or other kinds of abuses. I paid my taxes. I never was arrested for a misdemeanor or a felony, and I never had any criminal record as a youth. That's a pretty decent person. That's a pretty decent, not a perfect maybe person, but when they treat me like shit, and they shun me because the Mormon church says, oh, he doesn't wear his magic undergarments anymore. He doesn't go to the temple anymore. He doesn't give us 10% of his money anymore. He will not bow his head and say yes. You children, ignore your father, shun him, and shun him. Now, there's an argument here. Are they shunning me because the Mormon church is saying shun him? Or are they shunning me because I'm an ass? I'm a bad father. That I lie, I cheat, I steal, I take advantage of people, I embarrass them in the community, I have no property, I don't have a car, I don't have retirement. See, none of that's true. So I'm saying maybe they're shunning me because I'm an asshole to them. That's okay. But the facts and the truth are miles apart. All the stupidity is in the middle. I worked every day. Still do. I'm 77 years old. I still work every damn day. I pay my bills. There's been times that I've not paid my bills. When I was younger, I had credit card problems and never had a foreclosure. I had one voluntary repo. I turned my car in during COVID. I couldn't afford to pay for it anymore. My credit score now is pretty normal. When I compare the facts of my life, who I am right now, and the facts of other people's life, I don't think I deserve to be treated like shit. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. They have every right in the world to treat me like shit. And they do. And they do a good job. The Chinese have a saying that you really don't know a person until you share an inheritance with them. Well, I just did my will a couple of months ago. It went one way, then another way, then another way. Unbelievable how my children reacted like volcanoes. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to be around me. They don't want to admit that their last name is the same as mine. They don't want any connection. But goddamn, if there's any money, $1. They want it. They want it. What's that say about them? What's that say about me? I just executed my will a week ago again. Cut every one of them out. Every one of them out. Every one of my grandchildren out. Every one of my great-grandchildren out. Gave everything I have to my wife, Mercy. They said to me, fuck you. And I go, no. It's not fuck me. It's fuck you. I treated you kind. I didn't molest you. I paid for your braces. I paid for your schooling, your transportation. I went to the PTA meetings. I did the IEPs for you kids. I went to fair hearings and defended you. I defended you, defended you, defended you. And this is what you give me now in my old age. Well, I don't feel bad. I'm just stating facts. I go, oh, bow my head, say, yeah, I'm going to give them whatever they want. Oh, I have to have children. They have to love me. They have to honor me. Oh, screw that. My ego's not that weak. I have a pretty good ego. I don't intimidate easily. They don't want to associate with me? Great. I don't want to associate with them. There's no law for parents to honor their children. Now there is the millstone around the neck. If you offend a child, it's better that you're thrown into the sea with a millstone around your neck. But the principle is, the Ten Commandments make it very clear. Honor thy father and thy mother, so that thy days will be long upon the face of the earth. They're saying that to Jesus. They don't honor. They don't respect. They don't call. They don't write. They don't say, happy birthday. Today is Thanksgiving here in at this video, the Thursday in December 2024, November. Any phone call? No. Any email? No. I take it back. My baby, Allison, texted me and said, Dad, I'm really busy today. I'm pregnant. I'm throwing up. I'm sick as a dog. I'm sleeping. But I wanted to wish you happy Thanksgiving. One out of 14? Not bad. Not bad. Integrity is what we do when nobody will know. Now, I'm going to have this video. It'll be on YouTube forever. Forever. When Jesus comes, he'll look at it. When my children write stories, write books, make comments on the news or whatever, and say, oh, he was a terrible person. Oh, God, he once spanked me on my butt with his hand twice. He abused me. That's the most I've ever spanked a child, ever. They never went without food. They were grounded. I grounded my children sometimes for a week, maybe 2 weeks. Allison, my baby, I did ground her once or twice for 2 weeks. But I'm going to go on record. They say when we die, the Lord is going to open the book of life and read out of the book of life who we are, what our experiences are. All he's got to do is go up on YouTube. Doesn't have to open a damn book at all. So these little bitches and assholes who have taken advantage of me, who basically have lied, cheated, stolen, withheld their children from me at different times, sided always with their mother rather than the truth and the facts in the divorces. I'm not trying to say I'm without fault, but I'm willing to accept all the fault that I'm responsible for. No more. Not 1 cent more. So I want to make this video. I don't know if it would ever help anybody, but it helps me. I know who I am. I know how I treated those 14 children. They can say whatever they want. Then you can put the video on and say, well, this is what he says. Is this true? Is that true? Is this true? What are the facts here? So what I'm trying to do in my own mind and my own life is say, I'm glad I had 14 children. I'm glad some were retarded. I'm glad some were girls, some were boys. I'm glad some were Mormons. Most were Mormons. Two were not. So I've learned a lifetime of experience, and I thank them for that. You know, you don't know how to treat an asshole unless one of your children has been an asshole. My kids have done really well teaching me what bitches and assholes are like. I'm an expert. They've made me a damn expert on bitches and assholes. Now here's where my mind is, and I'm just a little bit torn in this dilemma. I try really hard these days to follow the principles of Christ. The Sermon on the Mount, the Ten Commandments, those are important principles to me to live every day, not just once a month or once a year, every day. I've said years ago when I was angry about the Mormon Church, the cult, the way they taught my children to hate and shun me, I said in those days, if any of these little assholes or bitches showed up at my door hungry with two little children in their arms saying, "Dad, we're poor, we have no food, we have no place to stay, can we come in out of the rain?" I have to admit, years ago, I go, "Fuck you, get off of my porch, get out of here, or I'll call the police for trespass." The Mormons have a phrase, the natural man is an enemy to God. The principle there is probably true. I've thought before this video what I would do. What if one of my children, and some of them are 50, 55 now, came to the door and said, "You know, I'm divorced, Dad, I got no money, I got no job, I'm disabled, I'm sick, I need help." I'm going to follow these days. I've learned, because that's what I do. I learn. I'm going to follow the principles of Christ. But there's a principle that he said, don't cast your pearls before swine. It's a principle. Think about it. Look it up, AI, Gemini, go to GPT-4, Siri, Alexa, wherever. Figure it out for yourself. I would say, like the Good Samaritan, see, there's the principle that Christ left for me. Everybody walked by the man that was beat up, robbed, etc. But the Good Samaritan stopped, put up, bound his wounds, and paid for a motel for him to get him up and going again. That's my example. If one of my children showed up today, I would bind their wounds. I would give them a hotel, my home or whatever, for a few days, a week or whatever. But then, I'm not going to cast my pearl before swine. They need to get a damn job. They need to hook themselves up by their bootstraps. They need to be respectful to me in my home. They don't have to bow their head and say yes, like the Mormons traumatize every human in the temple. Bow your head and say yes, bow your head and say yes. No, I don't demand that. Just be kind to me. Don't raise your voice, don't stand up, and don't point at me. And you can ask any question you want, and we may agree to disagree, but you're going to treat me decently. Or don't let the door hit you in the ass. Get your shit and get out. So there's where I am as a father. My baby, Allison, certainly she would not be part of that group. She said to me, "Dad, thanks, I have a happy Thanksgiving today." The rest of them, I'll take in out of the rain. I'll bandage, give them a Band-Aid, let them sleep on the couch, let them use my cell phone. But within a few days, they need to get a job and get their ass out of here. I don't want to be around them. And you know what? I don't want to be sealed to them. I don't want to be sealed to these people in the hereafter in 1 trillion years. The Mormon Church can take that concept and put it where the sun don't shine. I don't know who wants to be sealed to their family. I guess there's some. There's some mothers, fathers, and children that want to be sealed together. Live in heaven forever together. I don't even want to see them in heaven. I want to go on with my life. I want to go learn, and I want to progress and go on. I gave them life. They've given me shit. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. So that's how I feel as a father and as a parent. I let this video speak for itself. They can make a video. They can say, oh, my dad, oh, he molested me. Oh, my dad, he beat me with a broom and he hit me with a 2x4. He broke my arm in 3 places. I'm blind in one eye. I didn't get any medical. I didn't get any dental. He made me sleep outside. There was no food. They could do that. Truth, facts. YouTube's wide open. They go up on YouTube and go, oh, that's my father there. I have his genes, but I hate his ass. He did this, he did this, he did that. Great. Whatever it is, if I did it, I'm going to say, gee, that was a mistake. I'll try not to do that again. Let me see if I can improve that. And if I can make any kind of restitution, I will. I don't see him crowding YouTube. I don't see that. I'm glad I came to the earth. I'm glad I have a wife. I've had 7 of them. I'm glad I've had children. I've learned a tremendous amount from all of that experience. Some of it has been positive because I'm a better person. I've learned. I've improved. Most of it has been shit. Most of it's been a bad example. I can recognize shit now. I can smell it a mile away. I know when a kid won't keep a job. I know when a kid is smoking drugs, shooting drugs up. I know when a kid has no motivation to work. They're lazy. They have an excuse for everything. They wreck every car in the world. They lie, they cheat, they steal. They won't clean their room up. They basically embarrass me as a parent because they're carrying my name, but they don't care about that. So there's where I am. 77 years old, could die today, tomorrow, maybe not, for a while, who knows. And I could change. I'm open to change. If the facts change, my truth changes. But if the facts don't change, the truth stays the same. I'm glad of the women that I married. I learned a lot from each one. Some were really good people. Some were mental patients, idiots, fools, liars, cheaters, thieves. But I learned. So, in summary, what I'm saying is that our experiences in life may not be pleasant. The abundance of experience may not be overwhelmingly pleasant, but it's experience. It can eat us up, grind us up, dump us into the dirt. Or we can rise up and go, well, I've learned this, I've learned that. That kid won't do their homework, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they screw around, the school doesn't like them, the church doesn't like them, and goddamn, I don't like them either these days. Facts are facts. My ego is strong enough. My ego is plenty strong enough to go, well, most of them are assholes and bitches. I don't know if the Mormon Church made them that way, or I did, or maybe it's a combination. But I will follow the principles of Christ. I'll bring him in out of the rain. I'll put a Band-Aid on him. I'll let him sleep on the couch, let him borrow my cell phone. But within days, their ass is out of here, back out in the real world that they created. I didn't create that world. They lost their job. They lied. They didn't follow through. They didn't have motivation. They didn't get an education. That wasn't me. That was them. And I'm not taking responsibility for that. I'll take responsibility for the things I said and the things that I did And the mistakes that I made, hopefully they were stepping stones and learning to be a better person. But this group that I'm genetically associated with are responsible for themselves. If they want an adult symbiotic relationship, man, I'm here and I'm available. If they want it one-sided and they want to blame me because they're assholes, no, I'm not buying that. I'm going to say, no, you're an asshole. I didn't make you that way. You didn't keep your job because you didn't show up on time, you didn't dress right, you flipped the boss off, you didn't get your education, you don't follow the rules, the regulations. I'm not going to side with you. See? I'm supposed to side with them no matter what they do. They're supposed to be angels. They're supposed to be beautiful. 100%. I love you. Bow your head and say, we are a family. Count your many blessings. I've been in that goddamn rodeo. I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to die a happy man. I don't need an entourage of assholes and bitches clapping, giving me trophies and placards on the wall. I don't need that. Integrity is what a man does when nobody will know. So, let me end this video. It's Happy Thanksgiving Day. I did get one little text from Allison, my baby. Dad, I'm sick as a dog. I'm trying to have a baby here. I don't want my medications. I'm scared. Poor little thing. I just love her to death. And I'm trying to support her emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially as much as I can. Because she deserves it. She has earned it. The rest of them have not earned a fucking thing. They blame, and anything that goes wrong, it's Dad's fault. Oh, it's Dad's fault. That I'm an idiot, that I'm a fool, that I didn't graduate from school, that I couldn't get a good job, that I didn't pay my taxes, that I went to prison because I was screwing my own children. That's all my dad's fault. I have no responsibility there. Anyway, this was a fun video. My tone, my inflection, and my volume doesn't always reflect that I'm not angry. I'm not angry. This is something I've been thinking about. It's a holiday. Holidays historically have been hard for me. They're not anymore. I enjoy Thanksgiving. I enjoy Christmas because I don't expect them to do a fucking thing for me. And I'm happy because they don't. I'm never disappointed. They do exactly what I believe they're going to do. Shun me. Thank you, Mormon Church, for teaching me. Thank you, Mormon Church, for breaking our family up. Thank you, Mormon Church, for putting us in a cult to learn to hate the world and hate each other and spend all of our money giving you Learjets, international travel, six-figure incomes, free education for your children, free dental, free health, free. Thank you, Mormon Church, for abusing me and my family, because I know shit now a mile away. I can smell it. All right, I'm done.